Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to another episode of the Fight Night Narratives, where we break down the latest and the greatest fights within the sport of boxing, as well as the ones that have just happened today. We're going to preview and predict the Queensberry versus Matchroom boxing 5v5 that will be taking place tomorrow night in Saudi. In which those fights include Willy Hutchinson versus Craig Richards, Hamzah Sheeraz versus Austin Williams, Raymond versus Nick Ball, Dmitry Bivol versus Malik Zinad, Dubois versus Filip Hyrgovic, and Zhang versus Deontay Wilder, in which it seems like it'll be a stacked card, and I'm looking forward to great night of fights in Saudi. And I'm sure everybody else is pretty excited about it. Five of Queensberry's best fighters against 5 of Matchroom's best fighters, plus an extra addition in Bivol versus Zinad, which we'll get into a little bit later. But first of all, let's just jump into the first fight of the night on the main card. Well, I don't know the order. This is the first one I'll be discussing. Hamzah Sheeraz versus Austin Williams. Who is on each other's teams? I'm gonna find that out real quick. Yeah. Okay, Austin Williams is Matchroom's fighter. Okay, so this fight will take place in the middleweight division. So Austin Williams, both of these guys are pretty promising prospects within middleweight. Austin Williams, his last fight was only a February, so he's making a quick return. And in that, he dominated and got a 7th round stoppage. And same with Sheeraz, he stopped William Williams in the UK, who's a decent prospect. Also, Steve Rolls on the resume of Austin Williams. Battle of unbeaten guys, man. I expect this to be a very good fight. Lots of knockouts between these two. Who am I gonna pick? I'm gonna go and pick who am I gonna pick? Listen, I'm gonna go out and pick Austin Williams. I think Williams. I think he's gonna get it done. He's very promising. So is Sheeraz. I think it'll shape up to be a very good fight. But I do think that Emma Williams will get it done. In what should be a very good fight. But I won't be very surprised if it goes the other way to Sheeraz, but either way, I think we're looking at a great fight. Move on to our next fight. Willy Hutchinson versus Craig Richards is the next fight we're going to be discussing. Craig Richards just recently in February too returned after a unanimous loss to Joshua Buatsi. He's been in the ring with Dmitry Bivol. He's had lots of experience, and when I'm looking at the resume of Willy Hutchinson, not really seeing any defining wins. Though he has been more active than Richards, maybe the ring rust will be a factor in the fight. But Richards just had a turnaround and fought in February against Brighton. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Craig Richards to win this by maybe a late stoppage. Maybe late stoppage or unanimous decision. I'm gonna go for Craig Richards. Good. I'm gonna go with Richards by late stoppage or decision in a 12-round fight. Alright, now we're heading into the fights that I find most interesting. Next, we're going to be talking about Nick Ball versus Raymond Ford. And this fight, it's a really good fight. I mean, the term good fight gets thrown around a lot, but this is really a great fight that you can expect fireworks from. Both guys are coming off of really good fights. Ray Ford just had a Fight of the Year candidate back in March against Hutchinson Kalmanov on top right card, in which it was a come from behind win. If he hadn't won that last round, he would have lost. He was down 106, 103 on 2 of the 3, then up 105, 104 on one of them. So that was just a great fight. So one of the factors that could lie in this fight is one's ability to really dig deep down through those tough moments, and I think Ray Ford definitely do that. And Nick Ball, of course, had a very interesting last fight in March on the Ngannou versus Joshua card against Ray Vargas. Quite a controversial fight in which it seemed like Vargas took the early rounds, but as the fight wore on, Nick Ball had his way and knocked Vargas down twice, which that fight was a draw. It was very controversial. Lots of people thought that Nick Ball did enough to win that fight, in which I tend to agree with you. I think he did deserve that win over Ray Vargas. but we know sometimes in boxing, scoring can be quite weird. Also has a win over Isaac Dogbo, which he dominated him to a decision. And if I had to tell you a winner, would not be with 100% confidence. It's a great fight here. If I had to lean towards someone, you know, if you talked to me in 2021, I would have said that I think Ray Ford is a little overrated. But he's had experience and he's built himself up, and he is very good. He is very good. If I had to go with someone, I would edge it towards Ray Ford, just because of his grit, and you know, we saw in this last fight he was able to dig down deep and get that win against Homotov, in which a fight in which he was down on two of the three scorecards, which he needed a stoppage, and he persevered and he got it. So I would have to go with Ray Ford by decision on that one. It'll be a great fight, but I think that Ray Ford will edge it out. Let's talk about Daniel Dubois versus Filip Hyrgovic next. This is a great fight here as well. Now, there was a lot of dispute whether this one would be for the IBF heavyweight belt or not. There was conversations about IBF mandating Alexander Usyk to drop that IBF belt after he beat Tyson Fury. They made the decision now that Usyk will keep the belt, which I think is the right decision, since the rematch with Fury was contractual and there wasn't really any negotiations out of it. But yeah. But this one, it's for the interim belt. This is a great fight here. Daniel Dubois, he's had his ups and downs in his career. He lost to Joe Joyce, and he's lost a controversial fight to Usyk, in which there was, of course, the low blow. Dubois lost by knockout in the 9th round, and Filip Hyrgovic, he had a controversial fight with Zhang, who, of course, is fighting in the main event. We'll, of course, discuss it in a little bit, but this guy's a powerhouse, man. In his last fight, of course, it was a December card. He knocked out Mark Dmitry in quite dominant fashion. And I think this fight's going to go either one of two ways. I think Dubois will go to a decision. Hyrgovic get a knockout. Which one am I going to pick here? I just had a little bit of brain fog. I think Hyrgovic might be able to get it done. But we did see Dubois struggle early against Zhilei, but he did persevere to get that one done. It's a fascinating matchup. You know what? I'm gonna go Dubois. That's gonna shock a lot of people. That's gonna shock a lot of people. I think Dubois is gonna get this one done. Probably by decision. But like I've said with Ford versus Bull, I won't be surprised if the other one wins. And Sheeraz versus Willy, I will not be surprised if Filip Hyrgovic wins, as I've said this can go one of two ways. Dubois by decision or Hyrgovic via knockout. I'm kind of on the fence. I've just said Dubois is gonna win, but I don't know. I'm just going back and forth. I'm gonna go Dubois, and it's gonna be quite controversial, but I like controversy. I like drama. So that's my pick. A lot of people will find that very interesting and dispute that, but I'm picking Dubois. The next fight we're gonna go and talk about is Dmitry Bivol versus Malik Zinad. Of course, this fight was originally supposed to be Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev for Undisputed, which Beterbiev had suffered a ruptured meniscus, which forced him to withdraw from the fight, which that was very upsetting news for everyone, really. You know, we were gonna get 2 undisputed fights within a 3-week span. Hyrgovic, of course, which we got, and Bivol versus Beterbiev, both in Saudi. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the unfortunate events of Beterbiev withdrawing. But Malik Zinad has stepped up to the plate and will fight Bivol tomorrow night. And I respect Zinad for stepping up to the plate, but respectfully, I just think that Bivol is much too skilled, and Zinad just hasn't. He's gotten wins over the decent names, but I mean, Bivol has just been in there with much more top guys, and I feel like the only person who could beat him at 175 is Beterbiev. I just don't see Zinad being able to beat him. Bivol, of course, wins over Lyndon Arthur, Gilberto Ramirez, and the biggest of them all, Canelo Alvarez. Was able to quite easily outbox all 3 of them, including Canelo. I just don't think Zinad has that type of skill. No disrespect to him, but I think there's a pretty clear winner to this one. I think I'll leave it at that. Next, let's talk about, well, I don't know which one will be the main event. Bivol versus Zinad. for Wilder versus Zhang. But let's take a moment to talk about the sixth fight of the night and the final one. Deontay Wilder versus Zhang. This fight is really kind of a guaranteed knockout. It goes two ways. Wilder knockout or Zhang knockout. American power versus Chinese power. Again, this is a great fight. Both guys are coming off of defeats to Joseph Parker. Of course, I think Zhang looked better against Parker. Zhang was able to knock Parker down twice, I think, while Wilder kind of got brought to school by Parker, and a part of that is because Wilder, I mean, he has chicken legs. He has chicken legs. And when you have chicken legs in boxing, that doesn't, you don't have a good foundation. Kind of wobbly. Now, I've been going back and forth on this fight. While I see two different narratives. Well, okay, let me just organize my thoughts. There was a lot of questions about Deontay's last fight, but that was against a very mobile opponent in Joseph Parker. That was against a very mobile opponent. In which Zhang will be a more stationary. Of course, he weighed in at 282. So Zhang will be a much harder opponent to hit. Zhang will be a much easier opponent to hit than Parker. Zhang, he's knocked out Joe Joyce. Knocked Parker down twice. Had a controversial loss to Zhang. Wilder, he's had a lot of good knockouts. Fight of the year against Fury. Knockouts. Luis Ortiz. But my final pick for this one was going to be Zhang by a finish. Now, I could see Wilder in this, but of course Zhang is going to be an easier opponent to hit. He's 280 pounds, so he's not going to be very mobile like Parker was. I think the Fury fight might have taken a lot out of Wilder. Zhang is about 70 pounds heavier, in which I think Wilder does have a very nice foundation, which I think once Wilder gets hit by that power, it will affect him, and I think Zhang will finish this fight by stoppage, maybe at rounds. I will not say the first round. maybe rounds 4 through 8, I can see a stoppage win for Zhang. But I won't be shocked if Wilder wins, but I think Zhang has the advantage because of the weight. And Wilder's not so steady foundation. Do you have any closing thoughts? I don't think so. I think I've kind of said everything I've needed to. Yeah, some great fights here, and I'm very excited to see how they play out. So, just to recap, I have Austin Williams, winning by decision. I have Craig Richards, I'm getting a decision. Ray Ford getting a decision. Dubois getting a decision. Bivol by decision. And Zhang by knockout. Now, I can see a lot of these fights going the other way. But I guess we won't find out for sure until tomorrow night. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this card. Let me know who you guys think are gonna win this. Are gonna win these fights. But if you haven't seen my other videos, check them out. I've just posted a video on Sergey Derevianchenko as he fights Christian and Willy. Go check that out if you haven't already. It's just an early preview of that fight, and I made my prediction on that. Very good fights tomorrow night. Be sure to subscribe if you want more content like this. I'll be making a review video on these fights Saturday night or Sunday. Watch out for a UFC video also. I'll leave that either in the description or maybe, well, it'll either be right here in the description or in the comments. But yeah, I've kind of said everything I needed to. Thank you all for watching. Hope everyone has a great time watching the fights, and I'll get back to you after these on Saturday night or Sunday. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. See ya.